アンソニーとしても知られているザ・スーパーヴィラン、マイケルとしても知られているザ・ミラクル。
Hey guys, welcome to the Rushdown review for Black Rose Valkyrie on the PlayStation 4. I was very excited about this game because of the premise and gameplay. The game contains key staff from Bandai Namco's Tale series, including character designer Kosuke Fujishima and scenario writer Takumi Miyajima. Also, a previous game that Compile had produced, Omega Quintet, was very interesting and unique. I had a lot of personality and gusto. Unfortunately, my expectations were not met. Black Rose Valkyrie, while it made some improvements over Omega Quintet, is still a very lackluster experience. Black Rose Valkyrie is set in an alternate timeline of 1929 Japan, where a virus has spread to the population from a fallen meteorite called Black Garnet. The virus turns people into monsters called Chimera. You play as a rookie captain of the Anti-Chimera Interception Division named Ashi, who leads a group of Valkyrie users, which are high-tech weapons to combat Chimera. Known as the Special Force Valkyrie, they are tasked with stopping the spread of the virus and eradicating Chimera. The story is very typical and doesn't present this premise in a very unique and fun way. The characters are bland and paper thin. Also, the virus doesn't affect women as much as men, so it feels like a very cheesy way to justify a harem-style game. The game has a grave problem, but there's no urgency. The game uses a visual novel style aesthetic for dialogue and conversations. The writing in this game is very dry, very boring. Conversations lack personality, and this game is very text-heavy. The combat is decent, but it's plagued with a cumbersome and clunky interface. There's a simple combat system that you pre-program strings together with special attacks, support attacks from the reserve members. There's also a lot of attacks to tweak and manage. It can be overwhelming as you have 8 characters from the beginning to manage. Leveling up can be a task as well. You can choose which stats you want to upgrade. By upgrading certain slots, you gain new attacks. The amount of micromanaging in this game is exhausting. You still have to manage inventory, your uniform, which needs upgrading and maintenance as well as you keep fighting. The visuals of the game are very washed out. It's sterile and uninteresting. The presentation of the game is not very good. Compile hard games are normally vibrant and have a great art direction, but I think this game missed the mark. The character design for the 2D sprites are great, but everything else falls short. The environments, monsters, and effects aren't very visually stimulating. Music and voice acting was less satisfying as well. There's not much going on in the game that's worthwhile. Overall, I was very disappointed by this game. I felt like it was a letdown and had very little going for it.
In conclusion, I think that this game had a really promising start as far as having people from the Tales studio and just an overall aesthetic that I tend to like. But I think the execution of this game was a little weak, and I think that overall the package just didn't come together quite as smoothly as I think it could have. I hope that in the future they do decide to do more games with the same brand and genre and this particular style, that they do a little bit something a little more unique like they did with Omega Quintet. I thought that game was definitely a step in the right direction, and I think this game is probably a misstep, and it's probably something they shouldn't try to retread in the future. Alright guys, what do you guys think of this game? Do you think you're going to buy it? Are you interested in it still? Is my review completely off base? Let us know in the comments below. Go to our website at www.rushdownrail.net. Go to our Facebook page, go to our Twitter, and yeah, just check us out, and we'll continue to give you new updates on the games and whatnot. So thanks for tuning in to my review, and we'll see you next time.